My name is Tom, and my wife's name is Leena. We thought we had found our dream house. Small, cute, with white walls and blue shutters. But the best part was the garden. It looked perfect, almost too perfect. Roses, lilies, tall green bushes standing like quiet giants, and grass so soft it felt like a blanket. "It looks like a picture," Leena said, and I smiled, telling her someone really loves this garden. We found out who soon enough. Our neighbor lived right next door. He was very old and very thin, with a back bent like a hook and hands cracked brown from years of digging. "My name is Mr. Howard," he said. "I keep the garden alive." His eyes were wide, too wide, and he barely blinked. When I thanked him for the beautiful yard, he only smiled with gray, tiny teeth and whispered, "The garden remembers. The garden eats." At first, Mr. Howard seemed harmless. He brought us flowers in jars, showed us the sunny spots, and pointed out a tiny bird nest hidden in the bushes. "Your soil is special," he said one day, "so very special." But everything changed the morning Leena called me to the kitchen. Mr. Howard was in our yard. No knock, no permission. Just kneeling in the grass, fingers buried deep in the dirt, moving Leena's flower pot like it belonged to him. "What are you doing?" she asked. Without even looking up, he said, "The pot was blocking the roots. The garden must breathe." I stepped beside her and tried to stay calm. "Please don't come into our yard without asking. It scares us." He finally lifted his head, his dark eyes shining strangely wet. "The garden has rules," he said. "You do not know them yet." Then he simply stood up and walked away. After that, things grew strange fast. Our shoes moved on their own, lined up perfectly along the fence. Leena's yellow chair turned to face the garden bed. And then the notes began. The first was slid under our door on a dirty scrap of paper with thin, shaky writing. "Do not dig too deep. The soil keeps secrets." I showed it to Leena, muttering, "That's creepy," and we tried to brush it off. But more came. In the mailbox, under flower pots, stuck between fence boards. "The roots remember. Things that go in must stay. Do not wake what lies beneath." Leena stopped going into the yard alone. Every time I stepped outside, I felt watched, not by him, but by the ground itself, like the soil was listening, waiting for us to make a mistake. One night, a sound woke us, like someone scraping the ground, slow and steady. We went to the back door and turned off the lights. Moonlight lit the yard, just enough for us to see a shape crouched by the bushes. Mr. Howard, digging again, faster than any old man should be able to. His shoulders jerked with each violent scrape. Before we could speak, my phone buzzed in my hand. He froze. Then he turned his head toward us, so slowly it made my stomach twist. His eyes glowed in the moonlight. He smiled, raised one dirty finger to his lips. "Shh." Then he lifted a small sat from the ground, hugging it to his chest like a baby, and slipped back through the hedge into his yard. I locked the door, twice. The next day, desperate for answers, we went to the library to get books on gardening. We saw an old librarian there and asked if she knew him. "Do you know Mr. Howard from 93rd Street?" I spoke. "He works in our garden." She froze, hands still over her keyboard. "He loves his plants," she said softly. "Always has." Then she leaned closer and whispered, "Years ago, pets started going missing. Cats, small dogs, rabbits." Leena's face went pale. "Did they ever find them?" she asked. The librarian shook her head. "Just holes. Fresh dirt, but no animals. My throat tightened. Did anyone think it was him? I asked. No, she said, but people wondered. Before we left, she looked at us over her glasses and said, "Be careful with your garden." Her voice trembled, like she regretted saying anything at all. That night, neither of us could sleep. I kept thinking of the holes, the notes, the sack he carried like something alive was inside it. Around midnight, I heard a sound. Not outside, inside. A soft sliding noise, paper being pushed across the floor. But our bedroom door had been closed. In the morning, Leena found it first, a note on our bedside table. Her hands shook as she gave it to me. We had locked every door. I knew I locked them. I read the note aloud. "Please stop moving things. The garden must stay perfect. The garden is hungry. It has learned to like meat." A cold shiver ran through me. That was the moment I knew we needed help. We called the police immediately. 2 police cars arrived. They spoke to Mr. Howard and searched his yard. We watched from our window, barely breathing. One officer knelt by the fence and pointed. Soon they began digging. Slowly, carefully. They lifted something small from the dirt. At first, I thought it was a stone, until I saw the little red collar with a rusty bell. I'd seen that collar before on a missing pet poster. They kept digging. More scraps emerged. Collars, broken tags, a child's shoe, a cracked name tag from another pet. Not bodies, not whole remains, just pieces. Pieces of things that once belonged to living creatures. The officers looked sick. Leena cried quietly beside me. It was worse than we imagined. They took Mr. Howard away. He didn't fight or shout. He just stared at the ground. But when they put him in the car, he finally looked up, straight at me. His eyes were calm, almost gentle. "Don't forget to feed it," he said. "The garden gets angry when it's hungry." Then the door slammed and the car drove away. We moved shortly after and never went back. But sometimes at night, I still see that garden in my mind. The perfect bushes, the soft grass, the deep, dark soil. I think about what was under it. All the secrets, all the scraps. I wonder if the new owners know, if they feel the ground shift just a little under their feet, like something breathing, like something waiting. And sometimes, when the wind blows, I swear I hear his voice whisper, "The garden remembers. The garden eats."